have a bend coming up right up. Oof. Nice. This is the Mazda CX-5 facelift, and you might notice that it looks a little bit different compared to a regular CX-5. That's because this is the Mazdasports limited edition variant, only limited to 25 units, the whole of Malaysia. So in today's video, I'm going to tell you why the CX-5 is still one of my favorite C-segment SUVs, and is it worth getting the diesel variant in today's day and age. Hello everybody, this is Aidil for WapCar.my and I'm all about the details. A quick recap on the Mazda CX-5 facelift. So you get revised styling on the headlamps, tail lamp signature, revised lower bumper. It's a nip and tuck exercise. Not much changes has been done to it. And this is a testament to the timeless Kodo design language on Mazdas. It still looks so beautiful. And what more, in this Mazdasports limited edition variant, what you get additionally, you get gloss blacked out for the grille, the lower front bumper, side aprons, even the wheel arches are also painted now in gloss black. Now over to the rear, you get a new spoiler, Mazdasports exhaust tips, and over to the side, you get the wheels painted in gloss black. Boot space opens up to 442 litres, not the largest in class, but I want to highlight the intricacies of the boot in the CX-5. So for starters, over here, it's actually a double layer false boot floor, which you're able to adjust the height. Now, one thing that's very clever is that Mazda gives you a two-piece. So yeah, it's a two-piece affair. That's because it allows you to slide just the front half of the piece slightly lower. I think this is a very versatile way of doing things, because sometimes all you need is just a little bit more space and you don't have to, pull the entire false boot floor and then reinsert it. Just the front half makes it a lot more convenient. Another thing is the tonneau cover. So traditionally, tonneau covers are mounted like this. In the CX-5, it's actually on the rear boot. So once you get that done, anytime you open up the boot, the tonneau cover just automatically gets pulled up. I think this is incredibly practical. So every time you get into the boot, you don't have to manually adjust, open and close the tonneau cover. Even though this cabin design language doesn't feel as flashy as, newer Chinese models, however, I feel that the intricacies in here really just elevates the everyday driving and ownership experience. So for starters, everything is just within reach and there's literally no learning curve. From the MZD Connect system with wireless Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, 360-degree camera, it just works perfectly all the time. You get physical control panels for your climate control, wireless charging tray right here, electric parking brake, and your center controls right here. Everything is just within reach. I love it. Now, on top of that, Mazda really just does all the little tiny bits that you don't feel or necessarily get when you are looking at the brochure. So for starters, the seats are incredibly supportive. Even on long distance driving, there's plenty of adjustments, even for the lower back support. Everything is all done via the controls here. And there's also memory settings for the driver's seat. Now, another thing, over to the passenger seats, it's able to adjust the height of the seat. Not many cars are able to adjust the height on the passenger seat. So I think this really is a unique feature. Other interior features that I truly appreciate in the CX-5 are the side door bins. It's able to fit a large size water bottle with ease. The center armrest here, this is where the USB ports and aux cables are, as well as a 12-volt socket and an additional 12-volt socket to the ones right here. So what this means is that you can have all your cables. Let's say you want to plug things in, it's all stored within the center armrest, so you don't have cables running around over to the center console, keeping things very clean. And not only that, the front windows are actually double glazed for better NVH suppression as well as insulation. Seated on the back seat, I have the front seat adjusted to my usual driving position. I'm 175 cm tall. Even though this is not the most spacious interior space, in the segment. I have about 2 tennis balls worth of knee room. Space in the footrest is plenty. I'm able to comfortably slot my feet underneath the front seat. I have about 1 tennis ball's worth of headroom. However, what I truly appreciate in here is really the sitting position. So number one, I get plenty of back support for long distance drives. The seat back, I'm also able to adjust its rake for a more relaxed seating posture. Still very supportive. And the bench, you can notice here, it really is fully support my thighs. So even on long distance trips, I won't have to move around, move about, because my thighs are not properly supported. So yeah, amenities in here are also aplenty. I think par for its cost. 2 back pockets, rear air vents, USB charging ports are actually very neatly hidden over to the center here. But yeah, 2 cup holders as well. Now I've done an in-depth review on the Mazda CX-5 Facelift, albeit the 2.5 turbo variant. You can click on the pop-up banner to watch it if you haven't. Now, first things first, just a recap on the improvements they've made to the CX-5 Facelift. First up is the suspension. You really feel it that it's a lot more pliant over undulations, and the ride is a whole lot more supple, and it just rides and glides over undulations a lot better compared to the pre-facelift. Pre-facelift had a little bit more of a sporty intentions, but this one, it's very much well sorted compared to the previous one. Now, other than that, the steering also it's a lot more calm compared to the pre-facelift version. Right now, you're able to just gently guide it into the corners around the bends. It gives for a much more relaxed driving experience. Being the 2.2 diesel variant, you get 450 Newton meters of torque. And being a diesel, that means the characteristics of the engine, you get a lot of low-end torque, which is very much usable and applicable when you're traveling around town at this kind of low speeds. So for example, you just want to overtake, yeah, wealth of torque immediately at your disposal. Now, I know a lot of people are mentioning about diesel cars are not worth to buy right now because of diesel prices have increased, but it's going to be the same story for RON95 as well. The government is expected to increase RON95 retail prices. We're expecting to be very much similar levels compared to the diesels. So yeah, you're just more or less same, not much different. But more importantly, you're going to get a lot more mileage as well as a lot more performance if you pick a diesel variant. Yes, I know right now it might be very much expensive, but once they have normalized in terms of petrol prices, yeah, you would think that the diesel is actually also quite worth it. Mazda's diesels has always intrinsically become very, very creamy. Just ease into the throttle, the way it performs, the way it delivers power, it's not rough, it's not loud, it's not agricultural. It's just a very creamy, buttery smooth performance that you're getting. Keen drivers with family would definitely appreciate the Mazda's tuning, the way it's set up. If you ask me, it's a very good balance between a continental car as well as a traditional Japanese car, because you're getting a lot of engagement through the steering wheel, you're getting a lot of feedback, and once you ease it into the corners, you're just getting a very satisfying feeling if you love driving. Just as you ease it into the corner, the way the car dances according to your inputs is just so beautiful. Now, being a Mazda, what they have done in terms of what I would call their very unique technology is the G-vectoring control. Now, G-vectoring control works like a torque vectoring, whereby it limits power, it applies brakes on one end of the corner to help neutralize the car when you're throwing it into a bend. What this does is not to help you corner quicker, harder. What it makes is that your passengers don't get that body and head tilting movement all that as aggressively as you would in a car without GVC. So as you're just feathering this steering wheel like this, your passengers won't get flung left, right, center and become very dizzy. So this really just helps and meant to create a much more comfortable relaxed, neutral seating position for your passengers, and you really do feel it. So for the driver, you're able to corner a bit quicker, but your passengers, or well, your wife, won't complain. In the Mazdasports limited edition variant, you get an extra Mazdasports front brace, which actually tweaks the characteristics of the car a little bit, very slightly. And this being the diesel variant, being the heavier engine, any changes, any tweaks you make to the steering and front end, you really do feel it, and it gets reflected very immediately. What you're getting is a steering that's a lot more reactive, a lot more intuitive, definitely a lot more fun and engaging to drive compared to, say, one without the Mazdasports front brace. But that's not to say that the CX-5 is a very athletic, dynamic SUV. It's really meant for the drivers. If you're a pure driver, you don't have family, you don't need a car this big. So, being an everyday family car, I feel that the CX-5 really just lives up to that name. It's number one, you get a lot supportive seats, front and rear passengers. Number two, you get a lot of practical features in here which every day you would be able to appreciate. So for example, you get a ride and handling that's more supple, comfortable, refined, smoother compared to any other cars in the market. Yeah, if you're talking about smooth around the bends, the CX-5 is one of the best in class, thanks to its steering, the suspension setup, the chassis, and most importantly, the G vectoring control. And yeah, just by everyday driving, just cruising, being with your entire family on board, they will definitely feel that, hey, this car is actually quite comfortable. I don't get car sick very easily. That's the most immediate reaction that they will get. And in the facelift, with the revised suspension, I think the CX-5, it's a very convincing product. If you're not looking for all the flashy, bangy screens and all of that, if you want a car that works, a car that just on point every single time, gives you that kind of driving confidence, the CX-5 is the one to go for. But I think the biggest edge you get with this Mazdasports limited edition package is really the 1-year manufacturer's warranty on all the accessories installed. Because take for example, you install all of these parts outside your independent accessory shops. If you face any issues with your car, you may not be entitled for manufacturer's warranty when you send it to the service center. So yeah, I think this 1-year warranty really gives you that edge and confidence in terms of after sales. And plus, it's limited to 25 units in Malaysia. So yeah, let me know in the comment section below what do you think of the Mazda CX-5 facelift. And as always, thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed this video and make sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel for more videos like this. Bye bye.